W4PUOWA6LJS. I miskeyed Brian, but I fixed it now. So, anyway, you got a good signal, Lee.
Thanks, John.
WA6LJS, W5ABI, your F9 Plus this morning, John, over.
Yeah, you too, Joe. You're a good 10 over. Beautiful signal. We're starting out another day with good propagation. WA6LJS.
Thanks for the report, John. W5ABI standing by for next.
W5ABI and 5BE, 10 over into Arlington, Joe.
Good signal here too, Lee. You're 10 over in Las Cruces, W5ABI. N5BE, W5ABI. I got a question for you, Lee.
Yeah, Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering, I'm thinking about investing in an ACOM 1500. Do you like yours, over?
This is my second ACOM, Joe. Hold on, let me shut off this here. Okay, yeah, this is my second ACOM. I had a 1000 before. And, I went to the solid state amp and I had problems with it. So I'm back on the ACOM and I got that 1500 and I absolutely love it. Very forgiving. It's so easy to tune this thing and get it up. If you can put up with the 3-minute warm-up, you got it made. That's the only thing that you got to live with. I love it.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm thinking about an investing. I got to wire up the shack for 220, which is no big deal. But I'm thinking about upgrading to that 4CX1000. Pretty good tube. I don't know if I'm at Nation anymore, if they're even in business. Anyhow, thanks for the info, the N5BE W5ABI.
Kilo 3, Kilo Charlie Bravo.
Kilo 3, Kilo Charlie Bravo, N5BE.
Yeah, my name is Kurt. I'm in the Badlands, portable, 100 watts, 7300, Wall, South Dakota. Just put up I just threw the magnet mount, that gigantic killer magnet mount on my top of my truck with a MSJ telescopic mast. Just seeing how it's getting in there. You guys got a great signal, 5.9 here.
Yeah, you're 5.8 to 5.9. And pegging the meter here, so well done on the portable. Nice signal, good audio.
Well, thank you, sir. Really appreciate it. I'm just going to go back to listening here and go find my cat. She's running around chasing. I don't know what she's chasing out here. Have to go get her. I'll be right back. K3, K6.
Yeah, you're 5.9 in San Diego, Kurt. WA6LJS.
Oh wow, 5.9 there. The other station I see was 10 over. Your signal's 5.9. I'm just, like I said, same setup I just mentioned, and 100 watts, 7300. I'm running my camper. I'm running a 40 amp hour battery with one of those little solar panels on the ground.
Yeah, Roger. Well, it's doing a good job today, and we got you on the list, and that'll be starting in about 5 or 6 minutes there. Over.
Okay, I'll be here listening. K3, KC, thanks for letting me check in.
This is W5 Victor Golf. Anybody give me a signal report there?
Yeah, who's the W5?
Whiskey 5 Victor, George Zebra. Name is Don in Texas. I just need a signal report there. Go ahead.
Yeah, Whiskey 5 Victor, George Zebra. You're 5.9 in San Diego, over.
Okay, real fine. Well, you're about a 9+10 over here in Fort Worth, Texas this morning. Just running 100 watts for the dipole here. So have a good day. Talk to you again another time. W5 Victor, George Zebra, now clear.
Okay, thanks for checking in. W5 Victor George Zebra, WA6LJS, break with you and standing by for the Air Force Flyers Net.
This is November 5 Bravo Echo. Net control for the Air Force. The Flyers Net will be starting in 5 minutes. Top of the hour, N5B.
Before he came up on Echo Link, so thanks John for the heads up before I saw him come up on Echo Link. So we talked, he's got a big spike signal today.
Okay, Bob, very good.
Well, you came way up, Bob. Now you're at 25 over 9, WA6LJS. 15 over John. Very good. Yeah, you came way up. So I hope the rest is. Yeah, that's for sure. WA6LJS standing by for the Flyers Net in a couple minutes.
K4YDB, W4PUO. Did you get my email, Bill? I mean, Bob.
Oh, when did you send it, Lee? I don't recall it. I don't recall a lot of things. When did you send it?
Yesterday or day before, I can't remember. Anyhow, I recommended a book called The Masters of the Air. It's been out for a while, but it's really good. I got my copy from the commemorative Air Force, which I donated a little bit of money to. K1BOB, W4PUO, standing by. QSL.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is November 5, Bravo Echo, the net control for the Air Force's Flyers Club net today. And I see we've got a pretty good crew in here, and conditions look like they're going to behave. So let's get started. Our club is a membership of active duty, retired and veteran military personnel from all branches of the armed forces. We supported our branch aviation in some manner, either as pilots, air crew, ground crew, air traffic control, missileers, essentially anyone who helped put aircraft in the air and support that mission are members here. We share a common bond of being licensed radio amateurs, and the purpose is to promote fellowship between those amateurs who devoted a portion of their lives to support the mission of our Air Forces. We also welcome visitors. You don't have to have been in the military. You don't need to be a veteran. You don't even need to be in aviation. We welcome everyone to the net and enjoy having visitors here. We operate a controlled net. We meet daily here on this frequency. If you wish to contact net control, do so by the following appropriate comments, either check-in, contact, info, or relay. We have a website at airforcesflyersclub.org. You can check that out, see if there's something of interest for you there. Also, there's a membership application if you feel you're qualified, and we welcome new members. We also have a node running on Echolink at AFFC, and one of our members, K4YDB, Charlie, is simulcasting the net on YouTube, and the question of the day is on there as well. That's a big help to us. I'll go down the net logger list. That's what I'm using for the net today. We'll go down that list. We'll ask if there's any short timers that need to be moved up, any mobiles, and then we'll put a call out from the east and west coast, and then we'll get to the questions. So here's what I have right now on the list. K0ZNC, Don, coming in on Echolink. Good morning, Don. Next up is K3KCD, Kurt, a visitor. Good morning, Kurt. Next up, K1BOB, our commander, Bob, up in Idaho. Good morning again, Bob. W6LJS, John, who's running net logger for me. That is an enormous help there. So thank you, John. KQ4HJN, Steve in Edgewater, Florida. Good morning, Steve. W7AJN, John in Peoria. Well, I may need some help with him today, John, for a relay. I was trying to listen to him earlier, and I couldn't make him. WW5ENZ, our net logger aficionado up there in Oak City. Good morning again, Mike. K4YDB, Charlie, who's running our live stream. And thank you, Charlie, for correcting once again my spelling on one of those words. Boy, my education is filthy. So thanks again. Next up, WB5TRI, our Saturday net controls down in San Antonio. Good morning, Brian. W5ABI, big signal out of just west of me here in Las Cruces. Good morning again, Joe. KF7GJO, Carl. Boy, have I got a YouTube video for you that I came across. So good morning. And KF7GJO. No, that was Carl. Next up, W5OG, back in the saddle in Mineola and feeling the heat, I'm sure. So welcome back to the furnace tale. W4PUO, Lee is out to me. Lee, I'll have to bring you in on the Georgia, but you're a 10 over on the Georgia STR this morning. Next up, Ray out there in the shores of southern New Jersey, WB2JJO. Good morning, Ray. And let's see, that's all I have. Is there anyone else that would like to get on the roster for the Air Force's Flyers? Come now. November. Hey, Bob. Good morning. All right, John will get you on the list. So thanks for coming in. I know you wanted to hear the B-47 question. Okay, let's see. Hey, John, would you like to put out how possible West Coast, see if we get anybody else out there?
Yeah, I didn't hear the last one that you heard. I did hear Clifford, W5PIX Mobile, so I'll move him up to the top. But who was the Bob that you were talking about, over?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see him logged in. All right, let me get him on the list. This is WA6LJS relaying for net control for the Wednesday morning Air Force Flyers Net. We're looking for check-ins, either members or visitors. Call now. All quiet here. Back to you.
Okay, John, thank you. Charlie, could you put a call out from the East Coast, please?
Wilco, I'll give it a try. This is K4YDB relaying for net control. We're looking for check-ins to the Air Force's Flyers Club net. Visitors or members, please call now. It's all quiet here, Lee.
Okay, Charlie, thank you very much. I'm pulling the question up on my phone so I don't have to turn to the other computer that's behind me, so bear with me here. I should have had that all set up. Okay, here we go. The question of the day. This is a little bit of history about a great airplane. The B-47 was the backbone of the Strategic Air Command for many years. It filled in the need for a nuclear bomber. Until the B-52 arrived in numbers. Arguably, it's one of the most beautiful jet aircraft ever designed. It had multiple configurations and missions. So the question is, can you name the organization that flew the last mission-capable B-47, it was an EB-47E, into the late 70s? And the possible answers are A, U.S. Air Force for digitized ECM component testing, Bravo, NASA for low to medium speed handling development, C, U.S. Navy as a fleet electronic warfare platform, or Delta, the Royal Air Force operated by British Aerospace for coastal radar testing in Scotland. So that's the primary question. The bonus question is, when and where was the last B-47 flight? A, 1986, a one-time ferry from China Lake to Castle Air Force Base. B, 1979, air-to-air target for the Navy at Point Mugu, testing an AIM-54 Phoenix missile. C, 1982, Edwards Air Force Base, one-time ferry to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base Museum. And Delta, 1977, ferry from Point Mugu to NAS China Lake. So that's the question. Does anyone need a repeat on the question or the answers?
Yes, please. Would you give me answer A in the first question, please?
Yeah, answer A. The USAF for digitized ECM component testing. Okay, if there's no other questions on the question, let's go down our list that we have here. Bob, could you please bring in Don K0ZNC.
Welcome to K4YDB and Doc 207. You're up. Go ahead.
Okay, John, thank you. We got you for Charlie. And yeah, I was fumbling between the SDRs and the radio, and I finally just went to the radio, and I could hear you clearly. So, all right, thank you, and we'll come back to you on the 73 round. And this airplane has a soft spot in my heart because we had them at Pease Air Force Base, and every day going to the beach as a youngster, we saw them in a pattern with their approach chutes deployed, and it was just a magnificent thing to see. All right, next up, Cliff, W5PIX, who's on the road somewhere in Texas. You're up, Cliff, for the Flyers, N5DE.
Well, good morning there, Lee, and the Flyers. I thought I'd turn the amp on there. I was running low power. Hold on a second. Well, I don't need to be running 100 watts into the amplifier. I really have not a clue. None whatsoever. I followed Don's lead there, Charlie. I'm in Austin, Texas, so everything is weird this morning. And anyways, it's cloudy, 85 degrees now. It was 77 when I got up, running around. And I had the windows down and all that. I still got the windows down, but I started to tuck up. And I got air conditioning. But anyways, everybody have a good day. We'll stand by for the answer because I really have not a clue. I was trying to even look up the airplane. I've probably seen it flying, but I really don't know anything about it. So anyways, back to you, Lee. Thanks for running Bill Snant. And if the captain's listening, good morning to him up there in New York. I didn't hear anything, but I'm sure he's probably listening. This is W5PIX Mobile, Austin, Texas.
Okay, Cliff, we got you down, Charlie. We got some rain up here last night. Pop-up shower dumped on us for about a half an hour, so that was a bonus. Always nice to have rain in August. All right, we'll check back with you on the 73 round. Next up is K4YDB. Kurt. I think he was portable. Your turn, Kurt, for the Flyers. N5BE.
K3KCB, Kurt, you're up. WA6LJS relay.
Okay, I guess we'll just put him as non-responding, John, and maybe come back to him on the 73 round. All right, next up, Stephen in Edgewater, Florida. KQ4HJN. Your turn for the Flyers, Steve. Okay, Steve, I think I heard you turn it, so, and I did not make out your answer, so hopefully John did. So we'll come back to you on the 73 round, Steve. Yeah, the band is starting to slip a little bit, at least for me here in the DX wasteland of Texas, so hopefully it'll come back to us. All right, next up, our commander, K1BOB. Good morning, Bob. Your turn for the Flyers, N5BE.
N5BE, K1BOB, yeah, conditions aren't quite as good as yesterday. John's come up and you've gone down. So, you're about mid-5 now, but that's perfectly fine here. From Peter in Virginia. Golly, I try to answer questions without listening to the questions. The answers are just really wrong. I don't know that much about it. About anything. So, let's see, I'll take on this, but your answers maybe gave some clues. No. I've been up to the museum, Seattle Museum of Flight, and I saw one up there. I don't know if it was 47 Echo electronic version. It may have been. I think it's the one from Hawaii. I don't know if it was one that was up there and they got it going again, or they made it a museum piece. I think it's still up there at Seattle Museum of Flight. Anyway, so that was going to be my answer for the second one. But forget that. Let's see. Digitized CCM component test program. Well, they get digitized. They look really awesome. They made them in. Look at that digital electronics in the early 1970s. So I think that's a bogus one. You're not giving that away. I don't know about electronic warfare. That was one of the different aircraft. Really better to be bombed in a range like at a 30 kind of range and place like that. So I'm going to go with NASA. I always hate to get some old airplanes, and we talked about this a while back. So I'm going to go with Bravo. First answer, I'm going with Bravo, because they like to get old things and fly them. They do pretty good work with them and convert them over to stuff for kind of reconnaissance and data gathering. So put me down for Bravo on the first one. Your bonus question. Oh, where was the last flight? I was thinking it would have been to Museum in Seattle, but I guess that's wrong. So, air target? No, I don't think so. Edwards, one-time target, or right there. That could be it. Put me on Charlie on the second one. I have no flipping idea, but good question. I'm sure I'll get smarter on. Thank you very much for all of that today, Bill. And
long as it lasts, as long as that one has been lasting. So K1BOB, back to you, Lee. Thank you very much for running the net.
K1BOB N5B. Well, at least you didn't say it's a typical Lee question. So I escaped that moniker today. Maybe not. All right. I'm cracking myself up. John, W6LJS, thanks again for running that logger. For those of you who don't know about how this works, this is enormous, and it's a lot of moving parts, and once you mastered it, it's a lot of fun. So I'm enjoying doing it. John, your turn for the Flyers, and thanks for your help all the time. And 5E.
Okay, real good, Lee. You're booming in here as usual, 15 over. So the Commander's a little bit better than 15 over. And I heard everybody except Steve. I couldn't hear HJN, so I didn't get his answer. If anybody got his answers, let me know. Mike, ENZ, I don't know if you heard Steve or not, but he was, I couldn't even find him on the SDR for some reason. Anyway, let's see, it's 66 degrees here. Kind of a marine front this morning, kind of overcast, and it should burn through probably another hour or two, and we'll have a nice day. But it's been very pleasant the last few days. We haven't gotten real high. We get up to the mid to high 70s and very comfortable. Let's see, answer to the question. I think that the answer says A alpha. I think ECM testing Air Force makes sense. It's the Air Force. And for the other one, I was going to say Charlie, but I think it would have been the last actual flight would be a ferry flight. So I think one of Charlie's already been chosen, so I'm going to choose Delta, the 1977 ferry flight to wherever they staged it at a museum or something. So put me down for Alpha and Delta. And thank you very much for picking up the net for Bill there. Hopefully he will get his new amplifier and be back with us in a week or two. So back to you, Lee. N5BE, WA60JS.
Okay, John. Alpha and Delta. Well, so far we don't really have a lemming line established. So how about that? Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hey, I wanted to mention one thing. I sent a quick email to Jack last night to see how he was doing. He said he's doing better, but he wasn't 100%, and thanked us for carrying on Sunday without him. So just want to let you know I did check on him, and better, but still on the mend. All right, next up is John, W7AJN out in Peoria. I may need some help with him. I could not hear him this morning, and usually he's pretty strong. So you're up, John, today for the Flyers, N5E.
W7AJ, and I'm reading you about a 9, and some of the others are pushing up to 10 over and 16 over. So pretty good signal for me today. The temperature here is currently 88 degrees, going up to 105 with 38% humidity, and we have the wind is about 6 miles an hour. We've got 12. So not too bad today in Peoria, Arizona. Didn't go to work yesterday, so we were kind of concerned about her yesterday. But I guess she's gonna go to work today because the migraine was pretty well gone by late last night. Anyway, that's the story there. She's doing okay. On the question. Leon. I'm going to go with Pete Charlie on the first one. Navy, Pete Charlie. And on the second question, I'm going to go with Alpha. So put me down for Charlie and Alpha. And that's my guesses. I'm going to stick with it. So Alpha here for the bottom. K4YDB, 7AJM.
Okay, we got you for Charlie and Alpha, and you came up nicely, John. And then then it started tailing off again. So, but I got everything 100%. So, all right, we got you down. We'll see how that turns out. All right, Mike up in Oak City, WW5ENZ. Your turn for Flyers, Mike.
Okay, N5DE, WW5ENZ. Good morning, and good morning, everybody on the net, visitors and flyers. And it's interesting, Oklahoma City, when John read his weather report, we're almost the same. In fact, we got the same temperature but no wind, so we'll see how it plays out. I'll be looking forward towards the end of the week, though, when they forecast a cool-off, so we'll see. Looking forward to that for sure. Today's my wife's birthday, so I've been kind of hanging around the house there, you know, and helping out and things like that, you know. It's not like I ever don't do that, I guess, but today's a good day, special day, so I got her a cake yesterday, and we'll be having that later on today. And anyway, she's 73 today, and I'm going to catch up with her in about 20 days, so kind of weird. I guess she robbed the cradle and got me 20 days before. Let's see, as far as the question goes, it's a good question. Of course, they all are, Lee, that you come up with. In fact, if you got one, you can shoot me one for Friday, but I'm working on something, but it's kind of cheesy, so if you got one, I'll take it. Anyway, as far as the question goes today, I kind of like Charlie. I think I heard about that going over to the Navy. So when I picked Charlie, I looked around and I go, whoa, wait a minute, let's see. So it had to go to, it ended up, in fact, your distractors are really great. The one-time ferry flight from China Lake to Castle, that could, that is the last one, which is going to be my choice. But what I'm thinking is, you see, you got a 77 ferry flight from Point Magoo to China Lake, and China Lake's kind of a Navy base, so, and also my choice in the top was Navy, so I think the second answer is Alpha. 1985, it flew from China Lake to Castle Air Force Base, where it's on display right now. Anyway, that'll be my guesses for today, and I'll turn this back to you, Leon. You're doing a great job. N5DE, WW5ENZ.
Okay, Mike, we got you down. Charlie and Alpha, very good. I've been to China Lake twice, both for working on Army aircraft that were testing there, and I always enjoyed coming in because you could, off in the distance, you could see their little boneyard they had. And when I was there in the mid to late 70s, the B-29s were still there off in the distance, and with other things. So it was always an interesting place to be. And I think maybe the most interesting one was the first time when we hover taxis by the hangar, and they had all these F-86Hs lined up in Vietnam camouflage, except one, which is highly polished bare metal. That was a squadron commander's aircraft, and all the F-86s had Polish Air Force markings on them. I thought that was hilarious. So amazing what you see when you go TD-wise. All right, we got you down. Next up is Charlie, K4YDB, who's doing our live stream. You're up, Charlie, for the Flyers, N5DE.
N5B, K4YDB. Well, good morning again, Leon. Morning to all the flyers out there and all the visitors. Hope everybody's having a good day. Right now is currently 88 degrees already. Supposed to get back up into the mid 90s. But there is a rumor going around that we're going to get down to the 70s next week. So I'm just going to wait and see if that plays out. Not a lot else going on over here. I know I'm not going to do anything outside. I did my walk this morning when it was nice and cool, but I won't walk in the afternoon because it's not as cool. Well, maybe in December it'll be okay. Right now conditions aren't that bad. I got a lot of noise over here for some reason, and I can see it on my computer over here. That I got the Utah SDR up over there on that computer, and it's got a lot of noise over there too. So I don't know what's going on over here. I know we've got a lot of construction stuff going on all around me here. I mean, we got power trucks everywhere, and they're working on putting that pool in over there, or that water park is what they're building over there behind me. So I'm just waiting to see it get all that stuff done so we can get this thing cleaned up. I hope that's where it's coming from. But anyway, as far as the question goes, I really don't know. So what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna Charlie out. I'll take Charlie on both. N5BE K4YDB. I'm back to net.
Check in.
Okay, Charlie, we got you down, Charlie. And there was a check-in out there. Go ahead, check-in.
Yeah, good morning, Lee. This is K2SJP, Mobile, and we're going to be one and done. We got to get going.
Okay, Bob, you cut out there. We got you one and done, and thanks for checking in on your mobile. All right, next up, we've got Brian, WB5DRI down in San Antonio. Your turn, Brian, for the Flyers, N5BE.
Okay, Lee, real fine. N5BE, WB5DRI. Well, good morning, Lee, and good morning to all the Flyers and the net here. And thanks for doing the net for Bill there, Lee. And let's see. Nice day going on. We're a little cooler. We actually got some pretty good rain here last night. I was surprised because I wasn't expecting it, but it was very welcome. So it really helped out, along with the watering that I went ahead and did yesterday anyway. It's my one day of the week to water. So I watered, so that really helped the yard out. It was looking pretty drab. Anyway, good to be on here this morning. Excuse me. I don't know what's happening with my voice here, but good to be here and good to hear everybody. Good conditions on the band this morning. I'm hearing quite a few folks on the radio and lots of S9 signals from many stations. So pretty good conditions for me here in San Antonio. Anyway, great questions there, Lee. I think I'm going to go with Alpha on the first question, the digitized Air Force ECM testing, and see how that comes out. And on the second question, I think maybe it was the ferry flight from Edwards in 1982 to Wright-Patterson to the Air Force Museum. So I'm going to go with Charlie for the second question. So my answers are Alpha and Charlie. And I think I'm going to be one and done this morning, but I'll listen for the answers there, Lee. But thanks again for running a great net there. Back to you. N5BE, WB5DRI, back to net. Good morning, everybody.
Okay, Brian. Boy, you're 20 over on Georgia, so just slamming it. And, of course, going right over me, but very loud on Georgia. All right, we got you down, Alpha and Charlie. We're starting to get a smattering here, so we'll see how this goes. So, very good. All right, next up, Joe, W5ABI with that big X-beam Las Cruises. You're up for the Flyers, Joe, N5BE.
Yeah, NYPE W5ADR. You know, beginning of the net, we were on Chair Coffee, and we just dropped off. So we've got you on Utah on the first, no problem. Good morning to all the flyers, and good morning to you, Lee, and thanks for running the net. Anyhow, not much going on there. It's about 73 now, only going up to 87 in service there. Every time we admit it is just over 30% here, everybody starts sweating. Anyhow, let me see. We're going to be over by your way. Let me see. Sometime, not soon, sometime in the fall, late fall or early winter, I've got elective surgery through the VA Community Care Program, which is a pretty good deal, in McKinney, Texas. So I know it's over there somewhere. Anyhow, I noticed on the map from Dallas to McKinney, it's nothing but polar. So I'll have to bring a wall full of solid gold. Hi. Anyhow, boy, this question. I'm going to go with Charlie on the first one and Charlie on the second. I don't really know. I'm just making a wild guess here. Thanks again for running the net. K4YDB W5ADR.
Okay, Joe, we got your Charlie. That's a familiar tail code. Was that Cannon? I think that was Cannon, Charlie. All right, we got you down. I had to switch to Utah. For some reason, I could not hear direct, and I couldn't hear you on Georgia, but you were coming in strong on Utah, so very well. All right, next up, KF7TJO. Carl, I'm going to send you, I'm going to forward you a YouTube video I found yesterday. I think you'll enjoy it. So you're up for the Flyers, Carl, N5E.
Okay, this is KF7TJO with you. Good morning, everybody. Man, I don't know what's come over me today, but it feels like somebody has totally drained me of all my energy, and it's all I can do just to sit here and stay awake listening to the net. And boy, I'll tell you, I don't know if I'm coming down with something or what, but this is sure a strange feeling for me. Anyway, Lee, I'm going to send it back to you. I'll try and be here to the bottom of the hour. Give me a call, but if I'm going after it, because I gave up and laid down. So, back to you, buddy. N5BE, the KF7TJO.
Okay, Carl. Sorry you're not feeling well. And, we all get in the range of getting stuff, right? And in the zone, I should say. And it seems like the older we get, it's harder to shake. I've got a friend right now out in West Texas that's having a difficult time shaking a virus. So, I hope you feel better. All right, let's break with Carl and Dale, who's enjoying the heat after living in the luxurious coolness of South Dakota. W5OG, N5B, you're up, Dale.
Okay, mighty fine, Lee, and good morning to you and all the folks on the net this morning. It's W5OG. Dale, back here in East Texas, and I almost said enjoying the heat, but I guess it's good to be home, although we certainly enjoyed South Dakota and always do, and we had a great summer. But anyway, we're back home, and it's tolerable, even though we're not acclimated fully yet, but that'll happen. Let's see, I'm going to be one and done, by the way, Lee. I need to do some things this morning. And so I will make this my only transmission on HF. I'll try and maybe check in on Echolink. It depends on what I get done here right quick. As far as the answers to your question, very interesting question. I looked at it. Let me get back to it here just a minute, if I can do that. Yep. I don't know if anybody else noticed, but to me there's a delay. Now maybe it's something here locally, but I'm getting a big delay on both Utah and I thought maybe I'd switch over to the Lumpkin SDR, but it has quite a delay also. I thought it was kind of like, in fact, I had to mute the Charlie's live stream because I know it always has a delay. But I've got a pretty good delay in both the SDRs, which is unusual. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there. I've heard some very interesting comments all the way through. Took advantage of those other individuals who have already commented. I did like the Navy and the Air Force have never gotten along very well, especially when it comes to, they would rather use their own airplanes for most anything. So I discounted Charlie. It's a possibility, but it's that would be pretty unusual. So I'm going to go with Alpha for the first question, and then looking at, I thought it was Charlie. That my first initial reaction was Alpha and Charlie. The Edwards one-time flight to Wright-Patterson. I'm sure there's one there. And at one time or another, they did a ferry flight from someplace to Edwards. To Wright-Pat to put that thing in the museum. And a bunch of us from the Flyers Club have been to the Air Force Museum and enjoyed that. And I believe I remember seeing a B-47 there. I could on my coffee table here. I've got the nice book from. That visit to the Wright-Patterson Museum, and I'm sure I would find a B-47 in there. But I'm going to go with Alpha. That's 1986, which is fairly late. But if Castle didn't have one on a pedestal, they were probably crying for one. So I guess they found one up at China Lake, like you said, and fixed it up and flew it for one time down to Castle. So I'm going to go with Alpha and Alpha there. And pretty good question, Lee. Thank you for doing the net this morning for Bill, and hope he gets his amplifier working soon. 7-3, everybody. We'll see you all later. If I don't make it on Echo Link, maybe we'll see you this afternoon. N5BE, back to net, W5OG.
W5OG N5BE. I like the analysis. I just love listening to you guys pick stuff apart. So, well done there. So, we'll see how that comes out, and we'll say 73 for now, Dale. And thanks for coming in today. All right, next up, W4PUO. I don't know if he was around any B-47s in his day, but he may be a ringer on this question. We'll see. W4PUO N5B, you're up, Lee. Thank you.
N5BE, W4PUO. I can hear you in there a little bit, Leon, but it's very, very rough here. I'm only about 4 or 5 stations. Am I hearing well? But anyhow, I did not get the question. I won't comment on that. I've just been enjoying the time here in the shack this morning, taking care of a few little projects, and also I was spending some time in the kitchen this morning making some sourdough bread for a dinner we're going to tonight. I thought I'd bring something that nobody else had, and so I've had a little fun doing that this morning. Other than that, it's been a real nice day here. We had a little rain shower yesterday and maybe a little more today. Looking at it, doing some things outside now that it's cooled off a little bit. So back to you, and thanks for doing the net for Bill, Leon. I'm going to be one and done because of the conditions here. N5BE W4PUO 73.
Okay, Lee. Well, I'm going to be in the kitchen this afternoon too. The Battalion F4 went to the supply point and got the necessary commodities, and I'll be making a quiche this afternoon. And we have a dinner guest coming, so quiche it is. And yes, real men do eat quiche. So, all right, Lee, we'll say 73 to you, and good luck with the sourdough. I enjoy making that as well. All right, next up, Ray, out in the shores of New Jersey. Whenever I think of New Jersey, I think of Fort Dix, Ray, because I spent 9 weeks of my life there, 1968. WB2 JJO N5B, your turn. Okay, Ray, I think you turned it. I think I could barely hear you for some reason on either SCR. So, but I think you said Charlie and Alpha. I think that's what you said. And we'll check with you on the 73 round. Hopefully it's going to improve. I think the band's starting to dump here. All right, next up, NX6RG Bob. I'm waiting for your dissection of this question, Bob. Your turn for the Flyers, N5BE.
N5BE, this is NX6RG. Man, oh man, I got into the net late this morning. My wife and I decided to walk Schroeder early. And so glad Charlie had that question up there. I was able to go there and read it. So you're talking about an EB, Echo Bravo 47. Those were the ferret aircraft. I'm a member of the Association of Old Crows, so, the electronic warfare aspects of the B-47 were pretty well known. And in fact, when I was a kid, we had, I think, a couple squadrons of EB-47s and one of our B-47s down at Lockbourne Air Force Base, just south of town where I grew up. And, so I know that airplane, and so, boy, I'll tell you, but the answers you've given us here, man, oh man, I'm still scratching my head, to be honest, about it, Leon. But it's beginning to make sense to me. I have to tell you, back in 77 or 78, I don't remember which year, I was flying on EC-135s, and we had a mission that would be staged out of Hawaii, but we needed a command and control at Midway. So this is to support a Navy test, and so I got to fly on a Willie Victor 121 out of Barbers Point up to Midway. And it turned out I was flying on the very final flight of that WE-121. We lost an engine and I don't remember what else en route, and we landed on Midway, and I got picked up at Midway several days later by a EC-135 because the Willie Victor 121 got retired at Midway because the Navy decided it was cheaper to leave it there than to fly all the parts out, fix it, and fly it back to Point Magoo. But I got to know the guys from Point Magoo pretty well on that flight. That was a really, really enjoyable flight. But I think, for your question, I could see the Navy operating an EB-47 for
fleet exercises and fleet EW work. So I think Charlie is a possibility on the first question, and I'm going to go with that. Even though, yeah, it's an Air Force aircraft, but I could understand him using that. And I could also understand flying that plane from Point Magoo, where it probably was, that was probably its operational base, up to China Lake, where it would be used there. Anyway, I'm going to not go with the crowd. I'm going to say Charlie for the first one, and I'm going to say Delta for the second question. And it might be Alpha, I don't know, but last time I was at Castle, I was thinking that was a B-47. I don't know, but I don't think it was an EB-47. It's been several years since I've been down to the Castle Museum. But anyway, put me down for Charlie and Delta, and we'll see how that flies. Anyway, a most interesting question, Lee. N5BE, NX6RG. Comment?
NX6RG, N5BE. See, I knew you wouldn't disappoint. Oh, God. I knew a guy who flew B-47s. He was a marketing director at General Dynamics, and he told me how dangerous that airplane was if you were not attentive to where you were in the envelope. So, boy, I had no idea, but we'll talk a little bit about that here in a bit. So, okay, well done, Charlie Delta. Was there a link between Point Magoo and China Lake? Maybe. We'll see. All right, that's the end of my list. Have I missed anybody on the original list? Come now.
Contact.
Okay, nothing heard. Well, let's get to the question. So I'm not going to read that whole thing, but can you name the organization of the last who flew the last mission-capable B-47? And in this case, it was an EB-47E, and it was the Navy, and it was at Point Magoo. They actually had two of them at one time, and they used it as a electronic warfare platform. I don't know in what context they used it with relative to the missile testing that is underway at Point Magoo even to this day, or I don't know what they used. I don't know how they used the airplane, but they had one. They had it, at least one, and at one time two aircraft there, and they did use it for fleet electronic warfare. The bonus question: when and where was the last flight? Well, the answer is Alpha. So it was a one-time ferry from China Lake to Castle. They did a heck of a lot of maintenance on that airplane to get it airworthy and to get it to Castle for that one last flight. So, boy, I wish I could have seen that. That must have been a sight. The one thing about the B-47 that was unique probably to that airplane was the J-47 engine, same engine as in the early model F-86s. That engine had a very long spool-up time. So if you were back on power and tried to come up on power, I think that actual time was like 15 to 20 seconds. So if you were landing and you for whatever reason you had to go around, you had to have the power up, kind of like landing on a carrier, but you still needed to maintain your approach speed. So that's why they deployed an approach chute, and then they jettisoned that when they landed and deployed a landing chute. So, boy, pretty expensive and complex way to fix a problem with early technology jet engines. So that's today's question and answer, and thank you for letting me put it out there on one of my favorite airplanes. All right, that's it for the question. Let's see. Bob, could you bring in Don again, K0 ZNC for the 73 round?
K1BOB, Walto, and Don, you're up for the 73 round. Don, go ahead. Back to net.
73, Don, thank you for being in there today. I neglected to call for any more check-ins. Is there anyone out there who wants to check into the Flyers net now? Please call. There was a Whiskey Delta out there. Did anyone pick him up?
Yeah, K1BOB is a Whiskey Delta 8 and also enjoy some. Go Whiskey Delta 8. I'll give you a call sign, name, location. Thanks for joining us on the 73 round for the Flyers. Military, Air Force experience, that's kind of stuff we talk about here, Jeff. Go ahead. You're right, it's very interesting, and you can join us anytime. You don't need to be involved with the military or aviation. WD8, Mike, November. Jeff, thank you very much for joining us. We start at 15 minutes early every morning, about an hour earlier from now. And please feel free to join us. This is K1BOB in Idaho, turning it back to N5DE in Texas.
Okay, Bob, thank you for that relay, and good morning, Jeff, and welcome to our net. All right, next up, W5PIX Cliff down there in Austin, just being weird. Go ahead, Cliff. Your turn for the 73 round. Okay, is anyone hearing Cliff?
I'm trying to check in, Lee. W5PIX. I'll say 7-3. I had to switch over from Georgia to Utah, so I don't hear myself in Utah right now. But anyway, 7-3, everyone. Send me over on SOS.
I think he turned it, Leon.
Okay, I lost him completely. Did he turn it?
Roger.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And 73, Cliff. All right, next up, Steve in Florida. Hold on. Let me go. Let me see if Kurt is there. K3 KCB. Kurt, who I think was working portable. Kurt, you're up for the 73 round. Okay, nothing heard. Let's move on to Steve. K4YDB 73 round, Steve. Okay, Steve, 73, and we'll see you tomorrow. K1BOB, Bob, your turn for Flyers. I hope I didn't get too out there on the question.
You tell me. That's okay. It was interesting and a good follow-up, and that's what matters the most. Yeah, I did get a call from the Special Olympics Committee and said we're disqualified for any over-the-air questions of such nature. Just kidding. No, good job, Lee. And yeah, for Leon, if he's the other Lee, if he's still out there, W5PUO, I replied back to Leon, our net controller, about the book you sent me, so I corrected that in an email. I got my Lees mixed up. Oh well, what can I say? I'm over 70. K1BOB.
You know, Bob, you remind me of the Marty Pipeline skit where the Brit comes into a drover's camp in Australia, and he said, "Hey, what's your name?" He says, "Bruce, Bruce, Bruce, and Bruce." "What's your name?" "Oh, my name's John." "Oh, do you mind if we call you Bruce? It sure eliminates a lot of confusion." So anyway, I thought of that one yesterday. Yeah, I figured that happened. So very good. All right, John, W6LJS, my net logger. Thanks again, John. You're up for the 73 round.
Okay, thanks, Lee. N5BE, WA6LJS. Well, I almost lost my hex beam a few minutes ago. Doggone turkey vulture sat on top there. Luckily, he was right at the hub, so where it's strong. If he'd have sat on the edge of those things, it would have busted it like the Osprey did a couple of years ago. And then I wanted to get him off there before he moved, and I started rocking the hex beam. And the hex beam was very unstable with all that weight there. It was rocking back and forth, and finally he left. It scared him enough he left. But boy, we get those occasionally around here, those turkey vultures. But they're a big bird, and boy, that's the first time one has tried to sit on the hex beam. And thank goodness he was right at the hub where it's strongest, because it would have snapped the support pole right off if he'd have been on the edges of it there. Anyway, very good net, Lee. You've been strong the whole time. Very interesting question, kind of complex, but there was a number that did get it correct, so that's good. Anyway, 7 threes, and thanks for running everything. We'll be up to Echolink for a few minutes after the net. N5BE, WA6LJS.
Okay, John. Yeah, we had a flock of them on the front lawn a couple years ago. There was a dead squirrel out in the street. My terrier that we had at the time took exception to those birds being on his patch, and he wanted at him so bad. So I let him loose on him, and thank God they all took off and didn't attack him. But I got a friend out just west of here who got a number of chickens killed by them this week, and I don't know about California, but in Texas, they're a protected species, they're a bird of prey, and you can't kill them legally. So anyway, he was right on the edge of doing harm to them, and I think I knocked him off the foot. Anyway, all right, break with you, John. I'm glad you got him off.
Station tuning up. You're clobbering a net down on 290 WA6LJS.
I guess that's all I got. So, wish everybody a wonderful day. Make it a wonderful day. You're in charge of it.
W70JS.
Okay, John, 73. You came up nicely on me here in Arlington. All right, next up, W5ENZ, Mike up in Oak City. I will get a question out to you, Mike. Before you guys are going to be sick of me. All right, 73 round, Mike.
Okay, I think you called me. N5BE, WW5ENZ, is that correct?
Roger, Roger.
Okay, yeah, I was getting wiped out by the individual tuning up there. John, I guess, took care of him there. But wow, yeah, and you think you kind of check around before you start doing that. But anyway, great interview, and a lot of fun, great questions. So I'm going to go back and have some birthday cake to my wife, and we'll try and catch you guys tomorrow. WW5ENZ, 73s, everybody.
Okay, Mike, I'm flopping between SCRs there to try to pick you up, but I got you. All right, we'll say 73 to you, Mike, and see you tomorrow. All right, next up, Charlie, K4YDB. Good morning again, Charlie. Your turn for the 73 round.
N5BE, K4YDB. Well, thanks for picking up the net for Bill there, Leon. Good net today. Interesting question. I got half of it right anyway. 7-3s, everybody. Everybody have a good day. And I'm going to sit there and I guess I'm going to do some housework today. K4YDB, back to net.
Okay, Charlie, we'll see you tomorrow. Let's see, Brian already gave us 73s. So next up, Joe, W5ABI Las Cruces. 73 round, Joe. Okay, very good, Joe. I thought you on Georgia. Boy, I don't know why. Usually you're really loud on me direct, and it's just collapsed. So let's see if Carl's still there. Carl, are you by the radio, or are you taking nappies? K7GJON5B.
Well, yeah, I went in the house for a minute or two, but I'm back. Thanks for asking, Lee. 73, everybody. Let's try to hit the good tomorrow. KS7GJO back to net.
All right, Carl, 73. We'll see you tomorrow. Next up, Dale, W5OG, getting acclimatized again. 73 round, Dale.
I think he's offline on the aim window, Lee.
Oh, okay, very good, thank you. All right, Ray, WB2JJO, New Jersey. 73 round, Ray. The frequency is in use. All right, Ray, we got you down. We'll see you tomorrow, 73. Next up, boy, I love this analysis. NX6RG, Bob, 73 round.
Hey, NX6RG. Well, that was a great question, Lee. Really a great head scratcher. Well, I got part of it right anyway, so that's pretty good. And really enjoyed that question. But, you know, I still don't remember seeing that down at Castle. I'm going to have to go back down there. It's been several years since I've been down to that museum. And I donate money to them. You know, they always are mailing me stuff for donations, and I do support it because, you know, they got a number of aircraft, including the SR-71, that are sitting outside that are deteriorating, and it would be nice to, you know, have enough funds to, you know, keep those planes looking the way they should look in a museum. So, anyway, good cause, donating to the Castle Air Museum. So we'll say 73s, and we'll see everybody on the air tomorrow. N5B and X6RG.
Okay, Bob. Yeah, I used to get heartsick looking at airplanes deteriorating outside. The Planes of Fame Museum by Ed Maloney down there in Chino suffered that. You know, I think they had an ME-262 sitting outside for the longest time. A P-59, you know, just a big bird's nest, and the poor guy just didn't have any money to support that. So I think it's in much better shape now under new leadership. So, yep. All right, last up on the list is Jeff out in L.A., WD8MMN visitor. Bob, you're probably going to have to bring him in. I can't hear him from here. Jeff, you still there? 73 round, N5B. He's talking.
Jeff, could you repeat that, please? I'm not sure. This is K1DOB. I'll relay you in from Los Angeles. K1DOB, Idaho. Go ahead, Jeff. Say it again. I'm trying to short skip, but Leon, who's the net control, is not hearing you in Texas. Do you have any last comments? To have you anytime. We'll start at 1500 Zulu on this frequency every day of the year, and you can hear more fun stuff, and we'd like to hear more about you and what you do for your community. K1DOB, and I'm going to turn it back to net control.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Well, that's the end of my list here, compiled on NetLogger. Is there anyone else who wants to check in? 73 round on the Flyers Net. Members or guests, call now.
Please copy Kilo Delta 7 Zulu India United Portable.
Yeah, Kilo Delta 7. I didn't get the last, but you're really strong. 5'9" plus here in Arlington, Texas. This is the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. And I'm sorry, I didn't get your name or location. I think you were in earlier, but come again.
No, I am just running a portable station in northern Arizona. My home QTH is Apache Junction, Arizona. And I'm doing some camping, running on batteries about 30 or 40 miles north of Payson, up on the Mogollon Ramp. So, yeah, the call sign is Kilo Delta 7, Zulu India United, KD7ZIU. I'm glad the station's working good. You have a nice solid, you're 10 over here. And the name here is Jim, Juliet India Mike. And I'm just a guest, over.
Good morning, Jim. Boy, you're strong. You're 5'9" with me. I got my antenna sort of pointed at you, and I'm putting out 1,500 watts here. So well done, and thanks for joining us today. Do you know what our net's about and what we do, over?
I think you're a bunch of pilots, but other than that, I really don't know. I just heard you in there with the strong signal and thought I'd check in. Just to pad your check-in, over.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we're a club that all members of military aviation, flight crew, ground crew, maintainers, aircraft control, anyone who's helped put aircraft in the air for our military. That's our membership here. But we do welcome visitors, and thank you for joining us today. Beautiful signals from Arizona. We'll break with you, This is November 5, Bravo Echo. Are there any other check-ins for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net coming out? Okay, I guess that's it. Nothing heard here. And conditions are really starting to go south on me. So I think I'm going to go ahead and say 73 to everyone. We'll shut the net down. And those of us who want to go over to Echolink, we can meet over there. I won't be over there. I got to help my wife unload the truck. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for participating, and thanks for all the support. This is November 5, Bravo Echo, net control for the Air Force's Flyers Club net, terminating the net and returning the frequencies on normal amateur radio use, N5BE.